All right. Hello, everyone. Hey, Jed. How are you
Hey
doing?
Pat, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing very well on this Monday afternoon. Guys, thank you everyone for tuning in to the latest episode of Fresh Money, where you get to learn all the latest news, events, and happenings in the metaverse, NFTs, GameFi, and of course, the overall crypto world. Jed, I think before we introduce our very exciting guest, and actually, it's not just one guest, but it's two guests. I'd like to ask, what's happening right now in the crypto world?
Well, in the crypto world, we're seeing a rally. We're actually seeing prices go up from all across the market. I- And we're having a very significant event within the next few days. And I'm talking about the merge. So Ethereum, the merge is a upgrade or a transition of Ethereum from a proof of work blockchain to a proof of stake blockchain. And I think this is very significant because, for one, I think the most bullish part this for Ethereum is that the proof of stake blockchain will reduce the selling pressure, billions of dollars selling pressure from the miners. So it does, there's less supply coming into the market. And if even demand stays relatively constant, we can see prices of Ethereum go up. So I think, given the law of supply and demand, I think this is very bullish for the Ethereum. But of course, there are some risks, such as execution risk, technical risk, and other unforeseen risk within this transition. So it's a very big catalyst, and I think it's a very exciting moment for the crypto industry as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, Jed, I echo all of your enthusiasm. Personally, I've always been, bullish on Ethereum. Not financial advice. So for our office, this is the perfect time to put in that disclaimer ribbon thing. But having said that, Ethereum is really the most decentralized and most established layer one right now, and it's undergoing its greatest upgrade from proof of stake to proof of sorry from proof of work to proof of stake. My advice is actually there could be a potential airdrop, Jed, or I
Oh
guess what
yes.
we like to call free money from the sky. It's a potential happening that could happen at the merge event, which I think right now is estimated to happen at around September 15, I think, in the next few days. So super exciting stuff. And what that airdrop will provide is actually the proof of work Ethereum version. So every time a blockchain forks, every time a new blockchain moves to another, transitions to another system, there is a happening if you're a software developer, you're very much familiar with this, which is called forking. And it's basically kind of like being Ethereum duplicating itself, one version of which is the proof of stake and the other is proof of work. So again, my advice would be to hold your Ethereum in a decentralized wallet so you can enjoy the potential airdrops. Again, not financial advice, and make sure, of course, that you keep your seed phrase well protected, and also don't click on any links, guys, on any random links. Having said that, Jed, I think this is the perfect time to segue into our two guests. Why don't you do the honors of introducing them for both of us?
Sure. So our first guest for today was already a guest in one of our episodes. He's a founder and CEO of one of the up and coming crypto companies in the Philippines, in Bitsquela. And our other guest for today is the founder of a very interesting gaming platform or client wherein you can play any game and earn crypto out of it. So if you guys want to learn more about this exciting technology, some updates on Bitsquela, and their insights on the GameFi space in the industry. So stay tuned in. Now, without further ado, let's all welcome Jiro, the CEO and co-founder of Bitsquela, and Johanness, the CEO and co-founder of GamerPoints.
Hey,
Welcome, guys.
guys.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for
Hey,
having us.
Afternoon, Johannes.
good
Afternoon,
afternoon,
Jiro,
guys.
GM.
Thank you very much again
GM
for
here.
having me.
Of course, of course.
GM Brothers.
For the listeners out there, we are all very familiar with our very own Jiro of Bitsquela. We had a very lively discussion about the future of cryptocurrencies and the nature of Bitcoin in general and other cryptocurrencies. We really loved you, Jiro, at that previous episode. That's why we're having you again for round two. And this time, we are not holding back. Jed and I are not holding back. We have prepared even more difficult questions for you, brother, that I hope you can answer for the sake of your startup. No, just joking. Johannes, um, glad to have you on board, brother. So for everyone listening, Johannes is the founder of GamerPoints. So to be honest, this is a fairly new startup that in the scene, and I would love to know more about gamer points and also your own personal story on how you got into crypto. But before that, I'd like to first start with Jiro. Jiro, what's up with Bitsquela? What's new? I heard lots of rumors and happenings and developments in
Very
Bitsquela.
exciting.
Maybe you can break it down for us.
Yeah, actually, thank you for the introduction, Pat and Jed. Thank you as always for having me today sa PDAX Fresh Money. Super appreciate it talaga. On that note, sobrang busy talaga nung past August namin sa Bitskwela. Halos hindi yung nakalabas ng bahay ko. Honestly speaking, kasi ang daming meetings here and there from morning to afternoon to midnight, right? Both local and international. Kaya ang dami talaga nangyayari, right? And I'm very, very excited talaga to unveil everything in the following month or so. Kasi ito na yung parang talagang timeline namin for announcing all of these notable partnerships and whatnot. But I think the thing that we want to focus on right now is our V2 launch actually happening this weekend. So for those who may not know, Bitsquela po will have a Bitsquela V2 launch named Web3 The Long Game, diba? The Web3 The Long Game, and then we will feature very, very prominent speakers here in the Web3 space. I'm sure Patrick kilala mo isa dyan, di ba?
Oo nga eh. I heard sobrang famous ng isang speaker niya. Sobrang prominent eh.
Sobrang pogi pa.
No, no, no. But I wanna dig deeper a little bit into that. Let's double click on why you chose that subtitle, The Long Game.
Yeah, because right now talaga, we think that talagang importante talaga isipin yung long game kasi when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right? Kasi over the past month din, ang dami kong nakuha ulit comments from family, from colleagues and whatnot Uy, Jiro, balita ko down yung crypto Uy, down yung Bitcoin. Ganun, 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 right? Parang sabi ko, oh nga, down nga sila. Pero, we're all, me, all my friends, all my colleagues, all our partners are here for the long run. Kasi they've been asking me then, aside from that sentence din na parang, oh, it's all down, but will it recover pa kaya? Will it recover? And more often than not, yung sagot ko lagi sa kanila is, yes, it will, just give it time. You have to focus on the longer time frame of things. You have to focus again on the long game, not the short term gains, because that's where the true value is talaga, brothers and sisters who are listening right now. Right? So for the talk talaga, we got these KOLs, these prominent speakers in the Web3 space that we know who are true advocates talaga of the decentralized future and who understand the value of, again, the long game in the cryptocurrency world. Yeah, very, very excited for this. We've received very much good feedback on our very first Twitter Spaces. Kasama si Kristan, Miggy Azurin, and Miguel Cuneta. And we're very, very excited to bring this momentum forward onto our Twitter Spaces this Saturday, 7 p.m. So stay tuned, guys. And this will also be a commemoration ng aming Bitscola V2 launch, which will house different and lots of features to make the learning experience more fundamentally sound, more fundamentally approaching, and just more fun, more fun, basically, right? And may lalabas kaming bagong free course aside sa Bitcoin and crypto course namin na available right now. So, yeah, ang dami nangyayari pero masaya lahat.
I love it. I love it. Jiro, before I turn to Johannes, so it's gonna be September 17 Saturday, 7 p.m. Via the Twitter Spaces of Bitsquela. So we're gonna
Yes,
have
sir.
a lively discussion there. Will the Bitsquela V2 website reveal also happen at the same time?
Um, yun yung original idea, pero naisip namin baka matabunan kasi ng social media exposure when isabay namin sa event mismo. So what will happen na lang is that we will do the V2 launch mismo the next day, September 18th on a Sunday. So we're gonna announce it formally on 17th and then shebang on a Sunday. So yeah, really
Awesome.
excited.
Excited for that too. For everyone listening, just wanted to do some shout outs. Marlon Saluntao, Mark Anthony Agustin, Maria K. Labay, and Sir Marvin Petalio. Um, Hey guys, so thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hello sir, mga bat. So we'll get back to you, Sir Marvin, in a bit regarding your question. But before that, Johannes, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Weather's a little gloomy, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm very very happy to be here with you guys, and yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Especially on such short notice. I'd like to ask, I guess the first question to you, Johannes, and maybe Jed, you can pick it up in a bit. But um, maybe you could tell us, Johannes, since it's our first time, to a little bit about your background and how you got into crypto in general.
So a little bit about me is I started my first startup back in 2019. It's a cloud kitchen sort of thing where me and my girlfriend are actually selling pancakes online. We so we made a few revenue, but things changed when COVID hit and we had to close down. So nung nag-COVID, that's when I started my first actual tech startup that I co-founded with my co-founder right now, si Marv. That's actually a B2B marketplace app called Kasosyo. So what we do is we connect suppliers to business owners, and we basically deliver the supplies needed to them. But Marv and I thought that we are in an overly competitive space, so that was when we decided to pivot. When we pivoted, we didn't know what else to start because we are first time entrepreneurs and we don't really know that much about the space. So we thought, why not start a gaming company? So that was when GamerPoints was essentially born. Now, regarding my crypto journey started back in 2017 during the previous bull run. So I made quite a bit of money from investing in Bitcoin, which I then lost most of it after a year during the 2018 crash. Of course, it was a hard lesson learned, but I saw its potential, so I kept going at it. But I only really did start to actively contributing to the space last year with GamerPoints.
Game. All right, game with gamer points. Jed, do you have any questions for our Sir Johannes here?
Right. So, John, I'm curious. So, what made you a believer in this space?
Now, my journey sa play to earn space actually started way back 2012. It's with a game called Diablo 3. Now, my dad was a big Diablo fan, so he got me into it. Now, tung Diablo 3 kasi, it has an in-game auction house where you can buy and sell overpowered items for real money. I actually made quite a bit of money back then. Um, but unfortunately, Blizzard decided to close down the auction house because it's kind of turning the game into pay to win, which makes it a lot less fun than they originally intended. But it has potential. Basically, you can play and earn at the same time. That's amazing for me. So that's what got me into the space. Then a couple years later, I actually got to build in the space.
Right, very interesting. So, aside from earning and playing at the same time, what other benefits can blockchain bring or Web3 bring to gaming in general?
Now, the main thing that blockchain can benefit games is it makes you own a piece of the game that cannot be done before, di ba? Because when you earn some, for example, sa Diablo 3, the in-game asset that you're selling is not yours. That's still the company's. But with Web3, you actually own it instead of just having to, instead of just, let's say, renting it sa mismong company. So that's the main use case that I see the technology benefit games.
All right, Johannes, let's talk more about gamer points then. So you had a few startups, first tech startup, and then your second tech is probably gamer points. Were you a when was gamer points established, and what is it all about?
Actually, GamerPoints was established last year, um, if I believe it's July 2021, when Axie Infinity and Play to Earn was all the rage. So my co-founder and I, Marv, we saw the potential of these NFT games, but we thought it's broken. And there are still a lot of things that are really lacking, namely, of course, fun factor. Because we thought, if tong larong ito ba na to, kapag hindi ka na nag-earn sa kanya, lalaruin ko ba siya? So we thought otherwise. So we started Gamer Points, where we basically integrate the play and earn mechanics of Web3 to Web2 games like Valorant, Witcher 3, God of War, and any other PC game.
Wait, okay, let's back up a little bit. So you mean you can make any game like Valorant or Diablo or any other Web 2 game into a play to earn game?
Exactly. Essentially, you can earn while playing these games. We don't necessarily turn it into play to earn, but we allow you to earn while playing these games.
Okay, exactly how is that being done?
So what we do here is that we actually okay for the first iteration of GamerPoints, our users are earning from banner ads that pops up in the right corner of their screen. So if you're familiar with Brave browser, where you basically browse the internet, ad pops up and you earn from it, that's how we do things at the moment. So we are essentially monetizing the attention and data of our users and
Okay.
allowing them to monetize their gaming experience.
All right. So in order to do this, what's the user journey like? So if I'm a user, I wanna play Valorant and earn money. Do I need to download some sort of software from GamerPoints, or do I need to play it in a browser? How is it like?
So you just download our app, run it in the background, and just leave it in. You'll earn. Ads will pop up. It's actually as simple as that.
Okay, this is
You just do what you
interesting.
usually do.
Isn't it parang hindi ba masyadong disturbing to the game? Like, let's say you're about to kill some dude in Valorant and then just a pop-up from our diapers suddenly goes up and explodes in your face. Isn't that a bit
Yeah.
distracting and destroys the user experience?
So what we do here is that we've made it as non-intrusive as possible. So these banner ads only appear for 10 to 15 seconds at a time, and maliit lang siya. It won't take up much of your screen. It will only take a little portion of your screen space, enough to get your attention, but not enough to keep you distracted from the game.
I see, I see. Jiro, curious to also hear your side of things. What do you think about this new system that or new mechanic that Gamer Points has invented?
Ako, I find it pretty cool kasi ever since talaga back then, when I first found out about play to earn games, parang naisip ko, okay, P2 games exist like Axie Infinity, Pegasus, PVU, etc., etc. But how can old games, quote unquote old games, those Web 2 games like LoL, League of Legends, maybe Dota, and Valorant, etc., etc., how can these transition onto the Web 3 space without, of course, being too disruptive to the old mechanics? Kasi, of course, when you introduce new tokenomics, new game mechanics around this Web3 idea, then sobrang mag-iiba yun. And notably then, the gaming community wouldn't be super too happy as of now yet with all of that, right? So how do these games transition onto the Web3 space to an extent? Kaya when I heard about Johannes' idea of monetizing it indirectly, quote unquote, that was pretty cool. And yeah, I'm a fan of it, honestly. When I get back to gaming talaga, probably when I open up my old laptop, League of Legends siguro, here and there, I will gamitin yung client mo. So, para to earn.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Jiro,
Right.
you also play games.
Dati,
Did
no
you just
high
play
school,
Axie?
Axie manager ako, but I didn't play it mismo. Back in high school, super ano ako though, super active, naglaro ng CS:GO, LOL, the usual Left 4 Dead stuff, usual high school games, right? After ng classes, takbo kami sa tapat ng school namin, tas boom, upo agad sa Mineski, Tech Tight. Tapos order
Oh,
ng pancit canton, itlog, boom. Ilang oras na kami nandun.
I
Pero
love it.
masaya, masaya, it was fun.
Yeah,
It was
computer
so
shop days
fun.
are
Yeah, my own parang in my college days we used to our game was Dota and
Uh,
then we stayed in it was in Ateneo eh, diba? So we used to play in Blue Skies. We
classic.
ordered the hot dog with two sunny
Power
side up.
lunch.
Yeah,
Power
the
lunch.
power lunch. Yeah. Oh my god, you still know the power lunch. It still exists. Legendary on Jed, pare. So we
Any
just
power
ordered
lunch.
power lunch. And then we just snacked on it in between rounds. Pero great times, man. I mean, ever since
Super.
before I've always believed that gaming could also be the Trojan horse for crypto.
Mm.
And actually, Axie at some point in time was actually that. Diba? They've onboarded 3 million people into out of nowhere from normie land into crypto. And I'm really very hopeful that there would be an triple A game right now being developed that will also replicate and even exceed that success. Jed, my friend, any questions for our two gentlemen here?
Right. I'm gonna focus more on the gamer point side because I'm very curious. Like, I really like the idea how you can play any game and earn money out of it. But with regards to the token you earn, Johannes, no, what maintains its value? Since for it to have value, it needs to have some sort of utility. You can't just simply earn it and expect some value out of it. So I'm curious what you can do with the GP token. I believe is that what it's called?
It's actually called GPX. So
GPS.
here's the thing about gamer points actually. So we are there's two types of tokens in gamer points. One is the GP token, which is more Web 2 based. It's one to one with the USD. The other is the GPX. So basically, what we think makes us very valuable is that regardless of the market sentiment, you can actually earn the same amount that you are earning, whether it's bear or bull. So essentially, the main use case of our GPX token is to access our marketplace, which contains games where you can basically games that are gonna be available to gamer points. It's still super early, but that's basically where we're headed right now. We are gonna have our own marketplace and our own cloud system that we are building.
Right, right. So with the token they earn, they can buy games similar to Steam and Epic. Is that correct?
Exactly. And we are also coming up with a way to integrate those games to Steam and Epic. So basically, when you buy it from Gamer Points, you buy it from both. Then it's of
Mm-hmm.
course it's a long journey, but that's where we're headed.
Very interesting. So aside from that, what else is in store for Gamer Points?
So what else is in store for Gamer Points is that we are actually going to introduce a new way of earning for the next update, which is earning from trophies. You see, dito sa mga typical Web2 games, we have this system that we call in-game achievements. For example, sa Batman Arkham Knight, you defeat 20 villains, you'll earn a trophy in which you can show off to your friends. Now, with Gamer Points, what we're doing is if you earn that trophy, instead of just being able to show it to your friends, you actually earn from that trophy. So
Mm,
that's the new way of earning that we're introducing to gamer points.
very interesting. So is the Gamer Points client live already? I want
Yes,
to try
it
it
is.
out.
Yeah, it's actually in closed beta. I
Closed
can give you
beta.
guys the link after this show, but yeah, it's in closed beta right now.
Cool. Yeah, Johannes, I just have one additional question to Jed's string of questions. How much is the earnings right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I'm sure like everyone here listening would love to know.
So here's how our earning mechanism works. So per ad, it actually depends per ad. Depende sa ads na nakikita mo sa screen mo. But typically, our users earn an average of 0.12 cents per ad. That's by 0.12 cents. I meant that in dollars. That's $0.12 per ad, and the ads show up 4 to 6 times per hour. So if you do the math, that's about half a dollar per hour, and that's just by playing your games.
Nice. Half a dollar per hour, that's pretty good. But then like right now, what is if you don't mind me asking, what is the user base like in Gamer Points? And which is the most you would say popular game being played right now on your platform?
So for our user base, we actually have 2,600 users inside our app using it right now, beta testers. But we have more on our wait list. We have a 26,000 people just waiting in line to get in gamer points. We can't onboard them all of them right away, but we're onboarding them by batch. So right now, pinaka-popular game na nilalaro sa gamer points is actually Valorant. We see a lot of people playing Valorant on gamer points, and um, that's why we are doubling down on Riot Games on our promotional materials. We keep using Riot Games because the two Riot games are the ones that are always being played on our app. basically Valorant and League of Legends.
Cool. This is so cool, man. For everyone who are interested right now, please do share your comments, your questions for Johannes, and of course for Jiro of Bitsquela here. But for me, Johannes, if I were pretend that I am a gamer, I want to earn a little bit more on the side. I love Valorant. What is the first step I need to do to be able to avail of your service? Do I go to a website? Do I go to the app store?
Yeah, you go to our website www.thegamerpoints.com. At the moment, it's under maintenance. Actually, it will be live by tomorrow. Under maintenance kasi siya ngayon. But you sign up for a waitlist, and then we'll email you once you're in. So we usually onboard by batch, but if you join our Discord server beforehand, we can actually fast track your onboarding.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. So sign up. You'll get an email, and then you can click on the email to join the closed beta. When will the Gamer Points service be open for everyone?
So we are estimating that Gamer Points will go off the beta and go to its full release this by the end of this year. So that's around December or late November.
Awesome, awesome. All right, Jiro, if you don't mind me asking, um, how did you and Johannes meet?
So yeah, we met actually through our co-founder, Bitcoin's co-founder, si JC Makalintal, good friend of Johannes and of course good friend of mine. Then, so apparently, yeah, that's how we connected, and he both saw that both of our companies, our brands, can definitely work together on both the NFT and the gaming side, education side, and all that stuff. So it was just a perfect combination of these two brands. So yeah, and happy to have you with me today, Din Johannes, brother. Thank you for coming
Yeah,
by.
same here. Actually, Bitsquela and Gamer Points show potential to work with each other because first and foremost, our target audience are gamers. Those Web 2 gamers na hindi pa sila masyado oriented sa Web 3 side. And considering to fully enjoy all the features of Gamer Points, you have to be knowledgeable in at least or you have to at least be knowledgeable in Web 3. That's where
Right.
actually Bitsquela comes in. That's why CJC actually saw that potential and connected both of us.
Well
Okay,
said,
this is
brother.
interesting. Very important education in every blockchain adoption in every dApp, right? So Gamer Points, you need to have some knowledge of MetaMask. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
All right. And Jiro, on Bitsquela side, I know you guys are still at the surface level right now, explaining what is cryptography all about, what are cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. Is there any future plans for Bitsquela to dive deeper into the topics like GameFi, Metaverse, and NFTs?
Definitely, brother. And that is exactly what we want to explore then. Maybe with PDAX soon. Kasi yun nga, Bitskola can cover any and every topic in the metaverse space talaga. Crypto space rather, from top to bottom. Of course, we will transition to more intermediate topics later down the road. Depending on how the pace goes with our foundation course. Because of course, everything needs to be based on Muna on our foundation courses, which is our Bitcoin, crypto, NFTs, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, etc. etc. These more specialized courses will come down along the way when we have the right partners, the right supporters who will help guide or who will help support and fuel Bitskola's passion for this then in the next few months or so. But yeah, definitely along the way, and brother.
Awesome, awesome. Because that's what we've noticed now, Jed and I. Very important. The industry is still very niche, but
Mhm.
we are already too big to be ignored. But then there are still lots of educational hurdles needed. No, our very own PDAX, we've instituted PDAX Learn, and
Mm.
this is a resource where everyone can learn more about cryptocurrencies. And we'd love to explore more how Bitsquela and PDAX can work together in that respect. Let's get into the questions already. Jed, do you mind asking uh Johannes? There's a question here by our very own Christian Kaburian.
Yeah. So, a question from our community, Johanness, no? Does Gamer Point need managers? And kung may babayaran po to use this service?
No, you see, that's the main point why we started Gamer Points in the first place. To remove the middleman in play to earn. So no, you don't need managers. You don't need to buy any cryptocurrency or any NFTs. You can simply log in our platform, play, and you'll earn.
Cool. And to reiterate, Christian, you will earn not pesos but the GPX token. Is that correct, Johannes? Paano
Yes, you
siya
earn GPs.
how will that be distributed? Is it through direct deposit sa MetaMask ng user?
Yeah, so actually we are still currently building the cashing out system to make sure na maayos lahat. But essentially, yes, you will be able to get your earnings sa MetaMask mo or your crypto
Extremely
wallet of
easy.
choice.
All right, interesting. Shout out to our very own Jello Wong pala, guys. So
Happy
Jello Wong,
birthday,
hi mga
Jello.
pogi. Oh, it's your birthday
Oh,
today. Oh
happy
my
birthday,
god.
Birthday niya,
Jello.
birthday niya.
Birthday today?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm so
HVD,
touched.
brother.
Birthday boy tapos also spend the time to log into Fresh Money. We feel blessed, Jello, no, that you're here with your presence. As usual, guys, all of the listeners here, basta may pogi sa comments, it's guaranteed that we will call you out as long as you call as long as you call us pogi, guys. But anyway, joking
Classic.
aside, Ralph Pacada, anong mga games ang available sa GamerPoints?
So we have PC games. Actually, we're focusing on PC games right now. So at the moment, you can play recent games like Elden Ring, Stray, ano pa ba? Mga Dead by Daylight. Those you can play recent games, and you can play all games like Half-Life 2, Left 4 Dead, and any other. But it's as long as it's on PC and we have whitelisted it, it's a you can earn from it. So at the moment, we have whitelisted about 500 to 600 games. But
Nice.
as long as you request it sa Discord server namin, we can whitelist it and approve it within a week.
Okay, this is wild. Like, ang dami yung games, but you're still obviously in closed beta. And so I'm very
Yeah.
excited to see by the time you launch, no, how will the product look like? Jiro, what are your thoughts on now it's time to put Jed, no, our devil's advocate
All right.
hat.
Favorite part.
Um ingat ka, ingat na kayong dalawa, Jiro and Johannes. We're not gonna pull our punches. But isn't it a bit like dystopian that, I know obviously the attention economy, Facebook, Google, all of these guys earn from ads. That's the sad state of things because they just monetize on your attention. So isn't it a little bit backwards that we're here for crypto to liberate ourselves from these attention hogging monsters. But then we're back to where we started by doing this type of system where you show to people ads while they play, diba? And then they earn a little bit from that. Even though that little bit is would actually help and they're actually crypto by themselves, no. So yun lang. Maybe Jiro you can start and maybe Johannes can take it up, no. What are your thoughts on this whole ads thing monetizing on your attention?
Yeah, here's the thing from my end. I don't exactly disagree with you, Pat. Tama ka dun. That this whole ad economy of doing business is, I guess, kind of just turning back to our Web 2 roots and hindi ka mali dun, right? I acknowledge that. And I thought about that then when I also found about Brave Browser back then. Na-realize ko rin, so isn't this technically like parang just a evolved version of Web 2 with cryptocurrencies, right? Now, I think the main differentiator here, especially with gamer points, is that of how they utilize the data, this attention, right? Of course, as we know with Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, it comes to the point where they abuse data na eh, right? And that is not at least to my knowledge, hindi yun sana anong ginagawa sa gamer points, sa Brave browser and whatnot. And I think Johannes can shed some more light on this as well. But yeah, I don't completely disagree with you on that, Pat. Again, it's just a matter of more of how to handle the data and the people behind the company do with it, and maybe the execution wise as well. Johannes?
Yeah, actually, I agree with Jiro. Ang sabi nga nila, the ad industry, it's an open secret in the ad industry that it basically plays with your data. It basically exploits your data to and sells it to advertisers. Now, what we're doing here is we are essentially the way that we gather our users' data does not invade their privacy in any way. Basically, di naman siya kinukuha without their permission. We They actually give it to us and with their permission and in their benefits, we work with them together. We basically partner up with them. Hindi namin sila sa web 2 kasi what web 2 advertising is all about is that the users are the product. Sa web 3, sa GamerPoints, the users are our partners, not our product, and we treat them as such. Basically, we share our ad revenue with them, and we ask for their permission every time we try to ask for their data. So that's what we are doing here. That's different from the web two from our web two counterparts.
Right, very interesting. I think that those are good answers. But I'm just wondering, as a gamer, I would want my attention to be fully focused on the game, right? And you said the ads aren't intrusive, but it's enough to get my attention. And that split attention may cost the life and death of my character. So how can you address this possible issue, especially in Valorant, wherein you really need to be focused on where the enemies are, where you're shooting at? So how do you make sure that it's not intrusive enough for gamers to use this service?
Okay, so here's the thing with online games, the one that you see with Gamer Points today, it won't be the one that you'll see in its final form. So sa final version ng Gamer Points, the ads will be integrated sa loading screens or sa lobbies ng mga multiplayer games. So it won't be intrusive, but instead it will appear when when you don't really need that much attention on the screen. Of course, we will leave it up to the users to handle this. We will leave it up to the users to dun sa settings nila kung anong gusto nila, if they want ads in while they are playing or if they want ads in the loading screen. But essentially, we're giving them the freedom to choose.
Very interesting. So you can allow them to customize where the ad appears and
Yeah,
how it appears.
actually,
That's very
yeah.
nice.
That's actually what we'll be doing to next update. Then, if they can, the ad can appear on the upper right, upper left, bottom right, bottom left. Essentially, it will be up to them when where the ad will appear.
And I think
Nice.
another suggestion on that one, no, maybe you can adjust the opacity of the ad. Make it
Yeah,
make
actually,
it transparent.
that's a commonly requested ano din eh.
Mhm.
And yeah, we are working on that.
Great, great.
Awesome.
Ganda.
Great answers, Johannes. So far, you're doing good. Your score currently is 10 out of 10, but we're gonna try to make it lower in the next few questions.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
No, shout out to Mr. Philip Tejada. Fee, my friend. How are you doing? Yan,
If you
guaranteed yan, guys. Everyone listening right now, just type in your comment section guapo or pogi and you're guaranteed to get a shout out. Fee, GM to you, sir. Hope you're doing well in this Monday afternoon. And I hope you're learning a lot about gamer points and Bitsquela. Here's a very nice question, Jed, no, by Sir Marlon Saluntao. And it got me thinking as well. Is Bitsquela also to have learn to earn mechanics? Because that's ano eh, 'di ba? That's really a thing right now, Jiro, na
Proof of
I think
learn, no?
yeah, proof of learn,
Proof of
yeah.
learn.
Meta crafters, they have this whole thing. Uh and I don't know, if I think about it, it's a bit convoluted eh, no? So for example, like how do you design a system where, for one, you get to measure effectively how a person has learned. So how do you do that? And then devise a reward system accordingly. And then you're gonna have to deal, Jiro, with all of these tokenomics and all of that stuff and the securities issues. Has it ever been, flown into your radar at
Definitely,
all?
actually, since day one pa lang bro ng Bitskwela, na-bring up na sa amin yung learn to earn na yan. So it has been on the back of our minds ever since talaga. But tama ka dun. The thing is, while we do respect learn to earn mechanics and whatnot and all its benefits, it's very hard to implement in a sense that we don't want to make mistakes in when and if we do. To clarify lang, Bitskwela isn't exactly close to this idea. It is probably going to be in our funnel or pipeline in the long run, just not our main focus as of now. But definitely we're open to it. And I just can't disclose them then. But we do have some initial ideas then on how to create this learn to earn ecosystem, but not exactly the type of way that the usual companies do it. We're still working on this idea when, and especially more when it becomes our main focus in the long run. Pero going back to Pat's point kanina, yun nga, it is very hard. Number one, kasi from Bitsquelas, and we are for education, right? And if we were to introduce a token, a cryptocurrency, whatnot, na parang Bitsquela token, ganun ganun for earning, it's sort of number one putting financial risk again on the users, right? Which we want to generally stray away from. Because again, we're for education and we want to teach about the fundamentals of cryptocurrencies. We don't want to sell them any financial instrument pa na baka pang isipin security ng SEC. We don't want that legal problems pa and whatnot. And of course, like you said again, tokenomics, handling the community, etc. etc. When staking, lahat mga you know how it goes, right? When you launch a cryptocurrency project. So, ang daming implications. The idea is there, but execution-wise, very, very nitty-gritty. And so, right now, we're open to the idea again, and we will explore it in the long run. Maybe mas feasible yung idea of doing it in collaboration with exchanges, both local and international. That is something that we could also explore as well. But yeah, I love that question, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that is the next progression for a crypto company. You just tag X to earn, learn to earn, move to earn, or anything like that. But I do agree, Jiro, no, and also Marlon, to the person who asked the question. It's super interesting, pero sobrang daming potential pitfalls that could lead to the downfall of the actual startup. And I think Bitswela, the team, are laying the foundations very well. Ayusin muna natin yung foundation, long-term game tayo. And
Thank you,
then
brother.
maybe there could be a learn to earn component later on. But I do agree with Jiro. It's too early right now. Let's focus on the fundamentals first. Yeah, shout out to the other people who have mentioned Pogi in their chat. Sorry guys, mukhang dadami tayo. Mafo-flood tayo ng mga Pogi messages.
Uy, si
Sir
Man.
Man
They know the
Cesar
secret now.
Ayan.
and Mr. DUJ, ang popogi.
Yun, thank you,
Guys,
boss.
I hope di namin kayo finorsa. No pressure. You just I'm hoping you're just reflecting the truth of it. But yeah, thank you for for all of your comments right now. Yeah, I mean super excited guys. Bitsquela is upcoming. Uh Bitscola V2, our Twitter Spaces, and GamerPoints, your whole ecosystem about sustainable gaming. My question lang ako for Johannes in particular. I noticed that the games that you're supporting right now are mostly Web 2. Is there gonna be plans on a Web 3 support for GamerPoints? So I'm thinking parang okay din yun, no? People can earn on Web3 games through the game itself and also through GPX tokens.
Yeah, actually, that's the plan. But however, our focus right now talaga is onboarding Web 2 gamers to Web 3. So kaya ang mga games naman usually ito is mga more on the Web 2 side of things. And another thing is we, as I said, we are focusing on PC right now, and there are not a lot of PC NFT games right now in the market. Most of them are on mobile, so that's also a barrier to entry
Well,
for us. But that's we're looking to explore them soon.
if I may ask, why did you again choose to focus on PC games?
Because at the moment PC bukod sa PC in a business perspective, PC gamers are are what makes up of 60% of the overall gaming industry. PC games then actually is it's a very mas close kasi kaming founders sa PC because we grew up playing in PC sa consoles and so yeah, that kaya kami nag-focus sa PC. I hope I'm making sense, but yeah.
All right. Just stepping back a little bit, I'd like to get Jiro's thoughts again on this one, and then maybe after Johannes. Uh, NFTs have received some sort of bad light by some sections of the community, right? So, in particular, there are parang these hardcore gamers when they think of NFTs, parang they're really against it. Maybe that's something that you can address, Johannes. No? But for Jiro, there are also factions in the community that are worried about the environmental friendliness of NFTs. And I think these are just knee jerk reactions to something that you don't understand, right? So, how would you, Jiro, like for example, a person comes up to you and says, parang, Jiro, I can't believe Bitsquela is talking about NFTs. Do you know that these are so bad for the environment? I hate Bitsquela. I'm gonna opt out from this website. I don't want to hear any. I don't want to see anything yellow. Your yellow T-shirt again. How do you respond to that?
Sorry, I think na-cut off ka sa akin, brother, for a few
Yeah.
seconds.
Sorry.
What's the
Yeah.
question? How do
Um.
you?
How do you respond to a person like that is so against NFTs about its environmental friendliness, and how it affects the I guess incentives in general. How do you respond to that, and maybe how do you start to educate a person like that?
Right. So talagang when it comes to those questions, I receive lots of those as well. I usually have two answers sa ganun eh. Number one is the stats side of things. So I have to highlight to them that like 99%, 95% at least of the energy consumption being highlighted by media and whatnot or for NFT energy consumption is from the Ethereum blockchain. Now, as we know, Ethereum is going to transition to a POS system which will reduce its energy consumption by 99.87%. If I got the number correct, right? But basically, halos visibly mawawala yung energy consumption niya, which means that the whole idea of energy consumption when it comes to NFTs is also going to be halos deleted na, right? Everything will, as of now at least, operate on POS or POH, blah, blah. Basically, blockchains that are non-energy intrusive, right? So that one talaga for me is like the silver bullet because realistically speaking naman talaga when people talk about NFT energy consumption, they're just focusing on Ethereum lang talaga. No one talks about Solana, Cardano, Near, etc. etc. Kasi you can't deny, hindi naman malaki yung consumption nila eh. Si Ethereum lang naman talaga eh. Now, when you highlight to them na, oh, Ethereum will reduce it naman by 99% in like the next week or so, okay, gano'n ba? Okay, sige, okay na pala ako sa NFTs, parang gano'n, eh. Number two naman is the blockchain and train analogy. So NFTs operate like these passengers on a train, eh, right? This example was also inspired by my friend Luis Benaventura. Shout out to your brother. Thank you for sharing this to the community back then. Pero yun, the blockchain could be imagined like a train, di ba? Let's say LRT2 from Anonas to Divisoria, di ba? Now, the blockchain, yung LRT, runs 24/7. Hindi po ito tumitigil kahit kailan kasi tuloy-tuloy siya. Ganun talaga yung gobyerno, di ba? Now, the thing is, the passengers on this train, these are the applications, the different smart contracts, including NFTs, right? Riding on this blockchain. Now when you think about it, kapag ba wala yung ibang passenger sa train, tumitigil ba yung train? Hindi, 'di ba?
No.
Everything still keeps running 24/7 kahit walang sumasakay, kahit meron sumasakay, kahit overloaded yung crowd, kahit sino man, whether or not whoever rides the train, it still runs 24/7. Now, this analogy, brings or shines light na people realize na, if it's like that pala, and it is like that, then that means that the energy consumption should be pinpointed on the blockchain, not NFTs. Kaya I always say it's very illogical din to pinpoint the blame on the NFTs because they're not the ones with the problem naman eh. NFTs are a technology application, right? They're a technology application on top of the blockchain. Yung blockchain yung talagang nagko-consume ng energy to make this application run. Now, if you wanna point fingers at energy consumption, point nyo sa blockchain. Don't point it to NFTs in itself. So, yeah, and so far, these two methods has been very effective. Overall, happily saying din naman. So, yeah.
What's your batting average? Almost everyone who has heard these two answers have been fine with it, have been
Siguro
confirmed.
I'd say right like 85% to 90% batting average for these types of responses.
Jiro, before we go to Johannes, what's the worst experience you've had? Na parang kahit anong sabihin mo, kahit gaano ka galing mo magsalita, like that person just really doesn't wanna listen to you. Can you
Yeah,
maybe yeah.
to be honest, yung isang family member ko sa isang Christmas party namin
Oh my god.
around last year. New Year's pala siya. I went in the usual house that we eat dinner at. Tapos first thing, kasi back then talagang very crypto na ako eh. So doon niya nalalaman. And then yun, so pagpasok ko doon, he or she started talking about Axie Infinity, why it's bad, it's a scam, blah blah blah. So, and I said all the stuff, right? And even more on why it's not what you're saying. It's proper, it's good, and you're kind of wrong and factually wrong on what you're saying. Pero hindi pa rin siya umaawat, sadly. And yeah, tuloy-tuloy lang. So, yung actually yung dad ko had to be like, uy, tama na yan.
Baka magsuntukan na kayo diyan. I think I think that person is just salty that they didn't get into the Axie train early.
Right. Possibly. Kasi gamer din siya eh. And yun nga, going back to your point kanina, gaming communities talaga, generally, iba, di ba? They're still against the idea of NFTs. And, you know, the energy consumption and whatnot, and the property, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it comes from that, maybe, I don't want to say it, but like, possible nga that it comes from this pain point of like FOMO or like, yeah, parang ganun. I
This
don't know the
this is
word
ano,
correctly din eh.
this is a good way. This is a good segue into Johannes. Johannes, what do you think about those types of people that consider that are so against NFT, especially yung Jiro's brother or sister being maybe give us some hint na lang later, Jiro. You can type it in the private chat. The brother or sister. Anyway, what do you think about these people when you encounter them, and what is your answer? Why are they so against NFTs?
Well, this might be a contrarian answer, but actually, I get them. I get why these gamers are against NFTs. Despite their benefits, they are actually against NFTs. Now, there's a big valid reason why gamers are really, really against NFTs. Now, because to us who are well immersed in Web3, NFTs are generally seen as innovation. We see its benefits, we know how it works, we know na kung para saan siya. Now, to your average gamer, it's just another form of monetization, something that they have never asked for. Now, the thing is, most of the time, tama sila eh. Even if you're a gamer who is well versed with Web3, the Web3 space like me, at the end of the day, you'll still be pulling out your wallet to pay for something that should have already came with the game in the first place. Well, this is not a problem with the blockchain itself. It's a problem with the studios that are integrating these games. Now, contrary to the common argument that gamers already do the same thing with microtransactions, the thing is, this should be obvious, but gamers don't see microtransactions as a godsend. They abhor it. They hate it to oblivion. They never accepted microtransactions in the first place because they simply just tolerate it. Now, if in their perspective, if you integrate NFTs into that, it's basically the same thing where instead of paying $10 skin, you'll pay 10 times more for an in-game item. So yeah, that's the main reason why gamers are super against NFT. It's not NFT's fault. It's not their fault. It's actually the fault of the game studios who are trying to integrate NFTs in the wrong way.
Right, great answer, Johannes. No, like that's actually my question because since gamers really see NFTs as some sort of another mode of financialization or monetization, so that's why they're really against it. So, in light of these problems that we have and the stigma of gamers against NFTs, how can we onboard them try out the different Web3 games, given the all of the misconceptions they're having on the industry?
Well, in order to onboard Web3, in order to onboard gamers to Web3, first and foremost, it should be a lot easy. It should be seamless. Dapat madali lang i-integrate yung NFT. And it should make sense. It should make sense why an NFT is in that game.
Mhm.
Actually, there is this current project that I saw on Twitter that seems to be promising. It's called Limit Break. It actually introduces the concept of play to own. Basically, you mint the NFT for free, and the value grows as you play the game. That's the best implementation I've seen of NFT in gaming. But at the end of the day, the only time NFT games will appeal to gamers and start to see mainstream adoption is when AAA studios like Insomniac, Santa Monica 313, or Nintendo starts integrating it within their games in a non-cash grab sort of way. So yung problema lang talaga natin is they will never be able to integrate it without backlash from gamers. who just want to play quality games. Or let's say yung mga games na nilalaro na talaga nila without introducing new concept because gamers hate change. Now, this is what GamerPoints is actually here for. We believe we can play a big part in onboarding the next billion gamers to Web3 because we are integrating the play and earn concept to the games they are already playing.
This is so cool. But the only thing I got there, Johannes, was limit break. Is that an alpha league, Johannes? So do I need to buy a Daigaku right now? A Digi Daigaku?
I suggest you do because actually, I'm the type of person who is not really bullish with NFT games, but that got me curious. Actually, I really want I'm about to mint my own.
Oh no. Okay. I thought they've already minted out. I thought
Yeah,
nakalabas na
I
lahat.
ayun nga eh. But I believe I think I saw somewhere that they will have a second wave. I'm not sure, but if they will, expect me to be there because I'm actually pretty bullish.
On that certain project.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, let's continue this conversation on offline na lang, Johannes. Let's talk later.
yeah.
No, but I think it's a good time, Jed, to answer a bit of questions since we're at the top of the hour. But I am very much obliged to call out Mr. Ron Gerald. Ang popogi, hindi po kami napuwersa send it. Ay, joke lang. Okay. So Johannes, what do you think about the Web3 AAA games that will be released soon? Will it survive the economy?
Good question.
Well, like I said, it actually depends sa mismong AAA games. Kasi whether bear market man yan or whether bear or bull market man yan, if the game is not fun, it won't survive. I think we can use Axie Infinity here as a case study where it had millions and millions of users back in 2021 during the bull market. But when the players started to earn less than what they're expecting, the users started to dissipate. Basically, my point here is if the game is actually pretty fun, if let's say GTA 5 levels of fun or at least Candy Crush levels of fun on addict and kung ganun siya ka-addicting, of course it will survive the game. But of course it all boils down to that.
Right.
Hope I answered your question though.
All right.
Aside from Johannes, I'm curious. Jiro can chime in also after Johannes. What upcoming Web3 games are you excited about aside from Limit Break?
Actually, that's it. To be honest, that's it. I'm not
Okay.
really bullish with any game any NFT game right now, because I don't think that they've nailed that they've nailed the concept yet. Hindi pa kasi ganun ka buo yung concept. So as of today, ang pinaka bullish lang talaga ako is yung Limit Break. Aside from
Check that
that,
out.
nothing else.
Jiro, how
How
about
about you,
you?
Jiro?
Ako, in terms of games, honestly speaking, I haven't been really nagbabantay ng mga bagong Web3 games right now kasi super busy sa eskwela. Yun nga, like I said, before during our call kanina ni Jed, from Monday to Friday to morning, afternoon, midnight, all in talaga ako sa eskwela, working day and night. So sorry guys, wala akong bigay alpha right now. But yeah, bullish naman na overall when it comes to when it comes to the metaverse and to Web3 games. So
No worries, Jiro. We understand you're very busy building Bitsquela. If you don't have any alpha on certain games, why don't you provide, may kapalit na lang tayo, some alpha on Bitsquela before we round out the podcast. Any alpha on sa mga ganap sa Bitsquela?
yeah, for sure. Actually, dito alpha, well, I'll start off with the non-alpha-ish. Last week, nag-hold yung Bitskwela ng talk sa Indonesia, Bali. We talked about interoperability and the blockchain as represented by our upcoming advisor din, based in Dubai. I won't name her muna, but yeah, she is very much
What?
well connected sa blockchain scene. She's been in it longer than I have by multiples. And she has thankfully connected as well to the top developers of the world. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Who will help us with our future courses here at Pitscola. On top of that as well, we are actually having our first meeting, probably this week or next week, with an international partner when it comes to expanding our educational front at Pitscola to another country in Southeast Asia. So yeah, we're kind of trying to explore this latter part dapat of our roadmap right now to see where it goes from here. On another note as well, we were approached by a very high profile person based in the US then just last week to represent Biscola as well in the Phil-Am sector of things. So this will also bring more exposure on the American side of things. Again, all in the spirit of education, proper cryptography. Because when she approached us, she was very genuinely interested sa ginagawa namin sa Bitskwela, and I truly loved it. The conversation with her. And we're really looking forward to bring things forward talaga over the next few weeks. Can't disclose yet who she is, what she does and whatnot. But yeah, definitely will bring lots of eyes onto the platform. Now, of course, I think I already said this last Fresh Money, but we just closed a very, very big deal and partnership with a very notable company here in the Philippines. For sure, kilala to ng lahat ng nanonood right now, especially here in the room. So we're very, very excited to unveil things. We're just fixing some final touches na lang on the logistics and legal side of things. But yeah, once this rolls out, this will be a huge, huge momentum mover, sorry, for Bitswell in the following months and years. Highlight on years talaga. So yeah, really, really excited. Sometimes not gonna lie, pagod na pagod na ako. Pero rock and roll lang, brothers. You know it naman how it rolls here in Web3, right?
Yes,
Oh
All
sir.
in
my
the spirit
God.
naman talaga.
You're making me more bullish on Bitsquela if that's possible, Tiro.
When
So
token.
you're telling me
When, sir?
you just close a big deal with with an institution here in the Philippines that everyone knows. You're going into Indonesia. Indonesia ba? Or ba
We did a talk there, and then we're currently exploring international relationships na rin. So nagsimula na
international
siya.
relationships. Oh my
Yes.
God. So this is so wild. In just what, how many months have you been
Kaka
around?
4 months lang. Kaka four
That is
months lang
so wild.
actually.
Solid.
Thank you,
Salute,
thank you.
Jiro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Much
Saludo.
appreciated.
What are the world class developers for? Is there gonna be a token here? Do I
No, no.
smell a token?
Kasi what will happen after our current NFT course na ipapalabas namin this weekend, of course our next courses will focus on layer 1s, layer 2s, layer 3s, et cetera, interoperability, cross-chain, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? Now, of course, when it comes to those things, always best na to consult with the best people who actually are on hand with these types of technologies. So yeah, luckily enough, we were connected to the again to the pool of the best developers in the world to help us out with this stuff and to provide us with a supplementary or will provide us with the foundational knowledge na pwede namin i-simplify para sa mga Pinoy and of course to the Asian countries we will explore in the near term, medium term, sorry.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God. So am I gonna expect Bitsquela courses in Bahasa Indonesian soon?
zip ano ko, zip
Wala talaga.
zip
Can't get
mouth ko.
anything from you, man. How about you, Johannes? Anything in the near future to look out for gamer points? Anything that we should be excited about?
Well, all I have to say is watch out for the full release because we'll be onboarding every single one of our users, every single one of the gamers. Essentially, once we get to the full release, you'll be able to play any game and you'll earn from it.
Awesome, awesome. Well said, sir. Jed, my man, do we have any other questions here on the chat? If not, let's close it out.
I guess one question lang from Aljon Mincero. So will Bitsquella make an app?
Right now that isn't our main focus kasi naman our desktop and our mobile responsive site has been performing very well naman. So there's no immediate need, but definitely on the way we could explore this. Maybe when we do start to operationalize our plans for educational software, then yes.
All right, I think that's it from the community, Pat.
All right. Thank you guys. We really appreciate your time. It's been a lively discussion. I think I ran out of very hard questions. Jed, do you have maybe one more hard question that we will throw out to close the night?
Not us now. Baka On the chat na lang.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll continue the convo through email thread or Telegram. But you know, really respect what you guys are doing. Huge respect to the builders. I've been an entrepreneur myself. I know how hard it can be. Lalo na, you're in a very fast-paced, technology-based environment such as Web3. It's very exciting, but also very stressful,
Mm,
as Jiro has intimated this
mm,
right now. But kudos to you guys. I really feel blessed to have met you guys and learned from all of your ventures. And best of luck with you. Jed, our favorite question for the two. I sorry, before that, any shout outs for, maybe let's start with Johannes. Any shout outs that you'd like to make while we're here on air?
Yeah, I guess shout out to our team at GamerPoints, Marv, Aldrin, JC, especially to you guys. Thank you very much for your hard work. And another thing is another shout out to our community who's watching this. Um, Thank you guys for staying tuned. And yeah, that's it.
Right, all right. How about you, Jiro?
Oh, I want to give, of course, a very warm shout out kay Lance Chua, JC Macalintal, Camille Pontespina, Vince Edrin, Sam Ocean, and the rest of the team who is too much to mention now. Thank you, syempre, for all the hard work you guys have been giving to Bitsquela over the past few months, and looking forward to everything in store for the whole team. Of course, shout out to PDAX, YGG Pilipinas, Web3 Philippines, Lika, Outswitch, Tetrix, ZFT, and Thrills for being our community partners for upcoming event this Saturday, September 17th, 7 p.m. And yeah, hope you guys, everyone watching right now, of course, Pat, Jed, Johannes, sana makapunta kayo. Especially Patrick, syempre.
Of course, of course.
Sana makapunta kayo and swing by sa spaces natin, brothers.
All
So
right,
yeah,
Of
thank
Jed.
you, thank you.
course.
Thank you, guys. Jed, how about we ask our favorite question for the night?
Right. So far, who and what are you most thankful for in your crypto journey? Johannes, we can start with you.
Bago to ah.
So first and foremost, wait lang, medyo mahirap eh. So wait lang. Okay, so first
Intro
and
muna.
foremost, I am super thankful for my girlfriend first and foremost because she allows me to invest in crypto, and without her permission I won't be able to. So yun, I guess yun. Next is JC. JC, my co-founder. Thank you very much for guiding Gamer Points through Web3. Without you, Gamer Points won't really work in Web3, man. Your ideas are super, super, super clean. And to my co-founder Marv, thank you then, because you never questioned when I said maybe let's pivot to Web3 gaming. Di niya question, sabi niya, yes, sige, tara. So yeah. So all right, that's it. Those are all the
Right.
people that I have
How
to be
about you,
thankful
Jiro?
for.
Yeah, na-pressure ako dun, brother. So, ako na rin. Thank you sa girlfriend ko, si Madam Nikki Valdez, for supporting me along the way kahit sobrang busy yung crypto para sa akin. Suportado mo pa rin yung mga ginagawa kong kalokohan dito. Of course, I want to give a special shout out din sa Lika team kasi sila talaga yung the first people who actually trusted and believed in our mission sa Pilipinas. And yun, we wouldn't be here today without Lika support ever since day zero ng Bitsquare talaga. So Jello Wong, Raf Sevilla, and the rest of the team, rest of the crew, Nico Kwe, maraming salamat sa inyo lahat, brothers and sisters. And of course, I mean, given naman buong community, yung buong team ng Bitsquela ulit, and of course, Brother Patrick, Brother, and Jed for having me today, kami ni Johan, today, this Sunday, ano yan? Monday night pala, Monday night.
Dude,
Sabi sa ano
you
na ako
need to get some sleep. You've been closing deals left and right. Mukhang multi-million deals na yan, ah. I hope it's worth it. But
worth it naman, worth it, yeah.
I'm sure it's worth it. Guys, everyone listening, please stay tuned for more developments with Bitsquela and GamerPoints. Super exciting stuff on the road for both of these startups, and glad to have everyone here as well again on this Monday night. Exciting stuff. I hope you guys, everyone here listening, learned a lot about education and GameFi, Bitcoin, and crypto education. So Guys, thank you again, Jiro and Johannes, and we'll definitely keep in touch. And Johannes, Jiro, let's continue the convo online, offline. My apologies, and I want to hear more alpha there. Thank you.
Brother, thank you again.
Thanks,
Pleasure's all
guys.
ours.
Thanks, guys.
Evening,
Thank
evening.
you.
Bye bye.